Hello and welcome. Thank you guys for being here. Welcome, friends, family, all of you, new subscribers, old, those of you who have been with me for a while, those of you that are just joining. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Olivia, and this is Tarot and Coffee with Olivia, and we're here to do your daily, what we're calling is a pick-a-pile these days, because I'm doing more than one card. So it's not your card of the day or week, however you want to do this. I have invoked divine timing, so this could be a feeling for the week. This could be a feeling for however often you want to come back. You can, some people just, well, people do these all different ways. So if you've never done a tarot pick a card, let me just tell you there's not a wrong way to do it. Different people will tell you different ways, and it's fine. However you want to do it is fine. If you've never done it before, just know I do have timestamps that will go with your card toppers. So a lot of people choose to pick a pile. That's kind of how it was designed. However, a lot of people choose more than one pile, and sometimes these readings really resonate with one another. As always, do take what works for you and leave the rest. What works for you is for you. What doesn't work for you might be for somebody else, as these are general readings. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at these card toppers up close, and we'll name them. We're going to just name this one Green. We're just going to name it Green. How about let's just name this one Purple? Pile number 2 is Purple. Pile number 3, we're going to actually call it by its name, which is Jasper. And pile 4, we're going to call it Pink. For some reason, it kind of reminds me of the beach. I've been thinking about the beach a lot lately. The beach is calling my name. I think it's going to have to happen soon. You know, we only have 2 cards in your pile, but I am going to add a Adoring Virtue Angel Love card to each of your readings. But before I do that, while you guys are taking your time and looking these over, I'm going to have a sip of coffee. Yes, it is good, guys. I know you were wondering. Is it good? Is it good? It's delicious. As always, I hope you have prepared yourself a nice, delicious beverage, something to sit down and join me here. Were you actually here, I would be serving you a nice beverage. One of my favorite beverages lately has actually been chocolate oat milk. Oh, that stuff is good. Actually, chocolate Ovaltine. Man, good stuff. Okay, what else do I need to say? Oh, I think I've said everything I need to say, so let's just go ahead and get started. Let's get started with pile number 1, the green. We'll set that up there. And as always, if you're enjoying this video so far, do give me a thumbs up. That's to remind me to tell you to subscribe and to hit that notification bell. I'm going to do that before each of your cards so that you can use this bell as a visual as well, if you're just going to fast forward ahead rather than using the timestamps. You can use that as a visual cue to get to your chosen video. But like I said, people do all kinds of things. A lot of people choose the whole video. I like it. Okay, let's get your love card first. All right, what do we have for you today? What do we have for you today? Romantic feelings. Is that focused? Your feelings are real, and they're worth exploring. No need to put those feelings of love and romance aside. Feel them. They're real. All right, let's look at what else we have. Okay, we are using the Healing the Mind and Spirit cards. And you have, I believe that happiness and joy are inner states of being. In other words, can someone else make you unhappy? Well, yeah, but where can you find joy again? From within. You won't miraculously become happy if someone else changes, or if the outside world changes, but only if you change. I'm a really strong believer in this. I mentioned a book before by Elie Wiesel, which I will mention again, called Night. It's a great illustration about happiness and joy being inner states of being. Okay, so feel your feelings. They're real. They're worth the experience. Your happiness and joy are inner states of being. And let's see what we have in this is our Everyday Witch deck. And we're going to look in our Everyday Witch book about your Five of Swords right here. All right, let's look up the Five of Swords. I don't need my glasses with this book, so... Okay, just because you get what you want doesn't mean you're going to be happy that you got it. Sometimes sharing is better than winning. I really like that with the happiness and joy are inner states of being, because it's true. Winning is fun, but sharing your winnings is even more fun. One of these witches sure is looking happier than the other two. Let's look at that picture up close, or we can look at the card. Whichever works, whichever is in. We'll see. I'm going to move on. Let's see. Let's read the rest of this. It looks like her spell won out over those of the others, and she has proven herself to be the superior magic wielder. Oh, but at what cost? Maybe she got so caught up in the moment that she didn't think about the consequences, but it's pretty clear there are going to be some. At best, there will be a lack of trust in the future. At worst, her friends will never work with her again. Was it worth it? Somewhere down the road, she may be wishing she played a little nicer. Things to consider. Life is a lot easier when people work together instead of always trying to win or be the best. The Five of Swords reminds us that the cost of being obsessed with coming out on top, and it warns us that there may be those around us who aren't really looking out for our best interests. Are you playing nice? I want to add, are they playing nice? Interesting. I love it. Okay. And that is your reading. Let's kind of try to put it all together and see what message we have. It's just about, instead of winning, look out for other people, explore your feelings, understand that your happiness is not dependent on what someone else does. It's not even dependent on what the world does around you. Like I said, it's a tiny little book. It's by Elie Wiesel. It's spelled with a W, Wiesel. Anyway, you can find it in any bookstore. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it in my living room. You can find it in, I think most 15, what is it, freshmen. I think freshmen read it in high school these days in some places. So that is your reading today. Bring these romantic feelings to the front and kind of explore those. See what they're all about. That would be fun. That should be fun. And now I'm going to have another sip of coffee and we will move on to pile 2. As I said before, take what you need, leave the rest. This bell is to indicate that we're starting our next reading. It's also a visual cue to those of you who don't want to use the timestamps, and you can just fast forward to the purple rock. I'm going to try to do a format kind of like this, where you have your rocks or crystals set up there so that you know visually what's coming up. Sometimes my shuffling is a little bit slower than other times. Let's see what we have here for pile 2. We have free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. When it comes to love, when I see this card for yourself, Oftentimes it has a lot to do with, are you pining for someone else? Are you wanting to move forward and find new love in your life, but you're pining for somebody else? That's not going to work. That's not going to move you forward. That's going to keep you there in their energy. And if they didn't do you right, or if you don't feel like what they did was okay, if you feel like you need closure but they're not giving it, it's time to take back control of your life. Free yourself. You're not going to find a healthy relationship if you're pining for someone else. Well, it's possible. With love, all things are possible. So let's see what else we have here. I am overcoming my ego and pride. There's more to that. As I said, these are Healing the Mind and Spirit cards by Brian L. Wiess, MD. And it says, ego and pride are obstacles to inner peace and joy. Become aware of the beauty of the spiritual self. Ego and pride are obstacles to inner peace and joy. Well, okay. Yeah, I can go with that. I feel like pride gets a bad rap because there is a good side to be proud. It's okay to be proud about things that you've worked hard to achieve. Okay, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the ego that gets in the way, the pride that makes you, the false pride, the pride that makes you feel like you're better than and keeps you from moving forward. And the Hermit card, last but not least. And we will read, what did I do with it? With our guide to the everyday witch. Boo boo. All right, we're going to see what we have there. The Hermit. I am fortunate, to know a hermit is not usual. To really be able to know a true hermit is unusual. And I am very lucky to have been able to I know at least one person very well that is a hermit, and I do have another friend that is an actual hermit. So shout out to you guys if you guys are paying attention today. We're going to read about the hermit for other people because other people have these tendencies. There is wisdom in listening to the silence is the first message we have for the hermit. The second message we have is alone is not the same thing as lonely. Hermits understand and know this deeply, as do introverts. A witch sits in a clearing in the midst of a dark woods. She is sitting cross-legged, her hat and broom to one side, her black cat on the other. Her eyes are closed, but she is clearly meditating or listening, not sleeping. An owl is perched on a branch nearby. The mood is serene and quiet. You can tell that she is alone by choice, perhaps permanently, perhaps for only a night or two. That's very interesting, especially with your love message. We'll go back to that. There are times when you can only hear yourself. Think by removing yourself from the world for a bit. Maybe you need to take some time by yourself. Maybe you need a break from relationships or hectic jobs or anything else that involves people and noise. Maybe you just need to take a moment here and there to sit and be still. The hermit reminds us that being alone is not the same thing as being lonely, and sometimes the best way to heal or learn or grow is to do it by ourselves in silence. Things to consider. The hermit is a good indication that it's time for you to be alone for a while. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, really, I promise. If life is so hectic that you can't seem to hear your own thoughts, perhaps you need a little peace and quiet. You don't necessarily have to go off into the woods. Maybe just turn off the phone and the computer for a few hours. The hermit reminds us to stop and be quiet so we can listen to our own inner voice, which often gets lost in the noise of the rest of the world. If your question involved romance, then the answer may be that now isn't the time for that. Whew. Sometimes what we really need is solitude and time to be fully present with ourselves. I'm a strong believer in loving yourself the way that you want to be loved. Honestly, I have been buying flowers for myself, for my partner, and for us here. You've noticed I've had flowers out recently. I do have some more flowers coming soon. It's important that we love ourselves. Let's go back to that. Free yourself. Oh, free yourself. That's our little stand decoration there. Our deity of the moment. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. It talks about the hermit being alone and overcoming ego and pride. I think that very clearly states that it's a good idea for at least the next few days or day or two to really, really focus on your inner self, your inner being, and understanding that we are human, that all humans make mistakes, and that it's part of who we are. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with being human. There's nothing wrong with being imperfect. Okay? All right. I hope you enjoyed that. I look forward to seeing you next time. I'm going to move over to pile 3, which means I'm going to ring the bell to remind you to subscribe, to share this video, to hit that notification bell when you know things are coming, and give me a thumbs up if you're liking this video so far. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you feel like it, you can give me a thumbs down. Woo! But then I require a comment. Okay? If there's something you don't like, I really want to know about it. So please do keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and start with our Jasper. Woo-wee! Look, we didn't even spill the little coffee. It took a flip, and it didn't even spill. I'm going to have a little sip. Speaking of coffee. All right, let's see what we have. Oh, we're going to shuffle you a During Virtue Angel Romance card. We're using our Everyday Witch Tarot as well as our Healing the Mind and Spirit cards. I do put what cards I use in the description below along with the timestamps. But if you want to just fast forward ahead, you can use this bell as your visual, also your crystal or your rock. Let's pull your card. Heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Ooh. You know, even if you were an extremely honest person, this can be very, very difficult for so many of us. The thing is that we lie to ourselves, that we tell ourselves stories to help us get through, and then those stories become part of our narrative, and then it's hard to be open. Let's just say me. I do that, okay? I'm not calling any of you guys out for that. That's not for me to do. Open, honest discussion of your feelings. I will tell you that in my life right now, my partner is really good at this and has taught me a lot about having open, honest discussions and conversations. I've had some of the people that in my past, because I really needed it. Let's go ahead and see what your Healing the Mind and Spirit card says. I perceive my difficulties as opportunities for spiritual growth. Wow, that's pretty high. That's a pretty high standard, and I love it. If this is something that you can do, and I know, in fact, I've spoken, many of you I know face-to-face in person, some of you I know over the phone, some of you who have booked with me, and those of you that are out there that I haven't seen, I do feel like I have a real feeling of presence. And some of you that I know are able to do this, or at least say it. You can learn more when there are many obstacles than when there are few or none. Life is a challenge rather than challenging. Of course it's challenging. But I really like that. This perceiving your difficulties as opportunities for spiritual growth. And your tarot card is the Ace of Wands. That's a beautiful card. Aces are always gifts from from higher power, gifts from higher self, gifts from spirit, however you want to look at that. The aces are beautiful go forth cards and growth cards. So let us see what your Ace of Wands has for you today in our everyday witch guide. I will read to you thus. Sometimes the universe gives you a boost. Don't miss an opportunity when it comes along filled with potential. Take the energy and run with it. The Ace of Wands is a powerful card filled with potential, or let's say potentiality, because I want to. The universe is offering you a gift, creativity, success, spirituality. Who knows what it might be? But, like all such gifts, this one won't last forever. When it appears, be sure to grab it and make the most of the energy and possibilities it holds. This moment may not come round again. Embrace your own inner fire and whatever fabulous things are coming your way. It may not come around again, but there will be others, just FYI. Things to consider. When the Ace of Wands appears in a reading, it can be an indication of something wonderful, powerful, and life-changing. What's happening in your life right now? Are you taking advantage of all the opportunities in front of you? If the Ace of Wands shows up as a future card, it's a promise and a warning. Be alert so you don't miss this moment when it gets here. The ace may also represent a symbol of your own inner power. After all, the universe lies within us as much as it lies without. Make sure you are channeling your strengths and energy in the most productive and positive way possible. Make sure there's no more to that. That's right. Okay. So your reading has been really particularly beautiful to get day, I think. I really enjoyed that you got this message, that you're perceiving your difficulties as opportunities, and that you are having heart-to-heart open conversations, not just with your romantic partner, but with people that you love and care about. Sometimes these conversations can be extremely difficult. But I want you to know that this is a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity for growth in relationship, in your own spirit, even if the relationship does not succeed or last. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Okay, no matter how much it hurts. Now we're going to move on to our pink rock. And let's go ahead and pull you a Doreen Virtue Angel Romance card. I wonder if I can shuffle them like this. So they have these gilded edgings, so I don't want to mess that up too much. Woo-wee! Woof! Look at that. Healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Oof. Yes, I love it. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Healing family. Now this, again, is a very basic card. It's very general. There are different kinds of families out there. There are different kinds of chosen families and real families. There are some things that I am going to tell you do not have to forgive. It is not. I do believe in the unforgivable. It's okay for us to work in that direction. If that's something that you can do and that you are strong in forgiveness, then move forward. But what I'm saying is, don't beat yourself up if you find that you cannot forgive, especially in this situation. Do try and search for healing. Do continue to try to grow and move forward. Sometimes forgiveness can help with that in a big way. I think I need a little refill. But anyway, I don't want to put too much into it. Let's move forward. Yes, that's a little warm up. A little warm up for my coffee. All right, let's see what your Healing the Mind and Spirit card has. Don't get me wrong. I'm all about forgiveness. I just want to let some of you know, don't beat yourself up about something that you've been having difficulty forgiving. Okay? That's all. Well, look at this card. I'm aware that a life filled with difficulty is not a punishment. Sometimes the most evolved souls take the most challenging paths. I just want to read it again. I'm aware that a life filled with difficulty is not a punishment. Sometimes the most evolved souls take the most challenging paths. Whew, 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 whew. Okay, this reading is going, man. It's going. Let's look at the Ace of Pentacles. Very exciting card for you. I already understand the meaning of this, but I want to read to you from our Guide to the Everyday Witch. And we'll see if we can beef out your reading with this. And last but not least is our Ace of Pentacles. Here it is. The first message for the Ace of Pentacles is it's all good. The second one is there is unlimited potential for unlimited success. And this isn't all that you do. At this point right now, this reading is telling you that you have the power, you have what you need, you have what it takes to move forward. You've already been working on it. You're already knowing what you're doing and where you're going, and you've been on that path. And now it's time to just take it that much further. A young witch holds up a magical coin. In the background, the sun is rising on a beautiful day, which is another beautiful symbol of the love of God, the warmth, hugs. That sun is just amazing. And I see with these other cards, okay, I'm going to finish reading and then we'll put it together. I'm getting so excited. Okay. Even the cat radiates contentment. Contentment. There was a glare on the book, I swear. The Ace of Pentacles is all about the good stuff. Luck, opportunity, joy, you name it. If it's something good, this card may be bringing it your way because the Pentacles tend to represent prosperity, career, and home. This card may be an indication of good news, having something to do with one of those. Maybe it's just an indication that things are going in the direction you were hoping for. No matter what, if this card shows up in your reading, you can be pretty sure it's carrying good news with it. If it is the future card at the end of the reading, then everything is coming up roses. Things to consider. If you asked a question and got the Ace of Pentacles in response, the answer is yes. Yes, yes, yes. No matter where it falls in the reading, this card is positive. Now, you just need to figure out how you're going to make the most out of the opportunities that are coming your way. Beautiful. Now let's put it all together because this is so exciting. I think this is my favorite one of the group because we have. I am aware that a life filled with difficulty is not a punishment that you chose. I don't know why I said that. Sometimes the most evolved souls take the most challenging paths. Your love life benefits when you forgive your parents. Let's broaden this card. Your love life benefits as you forgive your family. Healing family issues. As I said, there are some things that are very, very difficult to forget. I'm not pushing you to go in that direction if you are not ready. Okay? And then with the Ace of Pentacles, it's almost like all things are possible. Well, almost. That's pretty much what it says here. So here we are. We're at the end. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked what you saw. I hope you'll be back. I really welcome you back anytime. Anytime that you want to come. You just click on this video and you come on over. Also, yeah, these are timeless videos. This is definitely something you could come back to. Any of my videos in the timeless thread are free for you to come back and use anytime. Okay, so if I'm not posting right away and you need a little boost, go ahead and look back on those other videos. And thank you so much, especially to you guys who leave my videos on in the background on play. I love it. I love it. All right, guys. Whoops. I'm getting too excited. I will see you next time. I really look forward to it. I appreciate each and every one of you. And do come back. Thanks. See you next time.